remember where.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dreams of Silver and Stone. Obviously, there were some technical difficulties that have occurred and some camera stream issues. We're also getting doubling up on some.
Ooh, me.
There's two
We're
of you for
having
some
a
reason.
day.
We're multiplying.
Yeah.
That's right. Take that, bugs. Go multiply all over you.
That's right. Ew.
Well, there's one of you now, so that's good. Where's the other one?
Who? What?
There
How
we
many?
go.
Oh.
All right, I fixed him. There you are, Rob. You should now be one. You're one. And
Oh. See, that would have been a good one for last season when he was two-faced.
just put two of them out there. Now, it looks like Anna is out for the moment. If she can come back, she will. And if not, then we miss her and everything. She's also had an interesting day so far already. So we are going to continue on from where we were at before. And since I had to adjust where I was, I will be here for now. GMs, good word of advice. When you are running Streamlabs, it would be a great idea to have multiple setups for yourself, just in case anything ever happens. So you can have
tip of the day.
So you can have
Wisdom.
5 people, you can have 6, you
tip.
can have 7, you can have 4. If you have instant and easy to switch over stream things, that's great. That works too. So we will continue where we left off. Gunshot goes off. We see poor little Bo tuck over and hit the ground. And we move forward. The officer turns to see that. Boom. And as we see like smoke leaving the gun, we see him kind of look. His eyes kind of widen a little bit. What? Oh. And he just kind of stands there in shock.
Yeah, you killed a kid.
What happened?
Firing randomly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, just firing. That buzzing noise continues off in the distance, and then we see them. Creature jumps on the top of the house. Both of them do. You're scratching and scrabbling at the chimney as they begin to scrape at the wall. You can see little bits of stone falling down inside of the chimney, inside of Patchy's residence. From where you're at, Patchy, you see stone fragments. And knowing what you do about Hunter Mantis now, you realize that their claws are definitely easy enough to carve through that wall, given just a little bit of time, and then it will be crawling into the house, chasing after you and your cat. But that is that thing. And then we see in the distance the soldier boy who's out in front have this creature leap towards him, screeching, yeah! And slicing in with a claw, trying to hit the soldier, who dives backwards, trying to save its life, is able to parry off this thing's strike and kind of fumble back against the wall, calling out for help once more. And from there, we see Six Toes standing off to the side, see his little brother fall to the ground, and just shout out to him, "Bo, no! What have you done? You son of a bitch!" And Skeen, of course, flailing his hands. He gets down on all fours and begins rushing very, very fast, and then leaping towards the officer as quickly as he can. Whew. Tackling him and raking him across the ground. You see them kind of tuck and roll as Bo is now covering this officer and just shredding at his skin.
Wasn't Bo the boy?
Not
boy?
Bo, Six.
Six.
Okay.
Six did that. Periwinkle sunk beneath the waves, hiding, and we hear the voice of Melody off in the distance, screeching and being very loud, Mama Mouse style. She proceeds to start rushing up across the stones and running over towards Bo. And we now switch scenes from this to see what happens next as we go back to the more peaceful situation where we are with Robbie. Moving back over to where Clay is.
Wonderful. Oh, great. You're doing almost all filled out there.
See him sign the last 4 papers and then like pick it up. I know policy. This is good enough. Take it and get out. Give me the package.
All right. Well, of course. So sorry. Can you go grab your seal? I'm sure a man of your standing has it. Can you go seal the last page of the form? I'll go sign my name
seal
on
in
it.
the middle of the... I'm already dealing with all. He turns and like starts moving aside. He heads back into the back room.
also motion for one of the skiing to come in here, and I have them put a signature on the bottom of the page as well.
One of them guys hops over there and just
Yeah, because
scrapes.
I'm sure he didn't, but I noticed all the like skiing poking up through the window, like watching this go on. And so yes, and then I like motion for him to like stay there, but not you don't need to make yourself known right now. And I'm going to now do my thing on these papers.
Okay.
While he grabs his seal.
So you continue
For the
working
last
out that.
page.
You hear like crashing of objects being pulled out of a box and whatnot. He comes back out holding a small wax seal device, basically, and heats up some and comes over to you and just pours a few drops of wax on the paper and just. Are we done?
And then I will take it and just let me do my half of this and give my good old fashioned signature. I almost said John Hancock and realized that we're not. And then I will say, wonderful. Well, of course, maybe I don't know if you have a lady back home. You got sent this lovely and I'm gonna pull out the little bit of silk. I'm gonna keep the the little piece of velvet. I'm gonna keep the more expensive silk on me, but I'm gonna just pull out a piece of the velvet that I looted off someone in the train. Be like, you got sent a little token of affection, so
Really?
No. Explains the surprise visit. I wasn't given a name back, but I do have a back address. However, I just before we get to that, I just want you to know that you're going to also need to use that as an umbrella. And I'm going to show him the documents and where he wrote his name and all that. I've filled it in to like, I name here, hereby forfeit the ranch to the Skixon working it. And then there's his signature and his seal. And I say, and of course, this wonderful Skixon, who you can see has also signed the document with their legal name, has of course been witness to all of this. So it shall hold up in a court of law.
His face begins like shaking and getting very red.
Thank you very much for your day. I don't know if your former employees will love having you around here. I'm sure maybe you could work some kind of
swindler! Ah! He turns and he goes running into the building real quick. And the Skixon looks over at you like, what the hell did you just do? He's like, you might want to run, he says to you. He's got a scatter gun.
Great. And I will hand the papers off, give him a little one of those. Be like, keep that safe and skiing, and I'm going to rush out to find Brownie.
You see the Skixon immediately like run up the wall and go up into an attic. And you hear the sound of a gun cocking. This is like, you go running out of the side of the building. You head towards the fence as quickly as you can, holding onto your hat in the rain, as this dwarf just barrels outside. You swindler! Boom! Gunshot goes off in the distance. It is rainy, it's far away, but you're still going to need to make a roll, my friend.
You got it.
Although this is before any attack has come at you, you are a scoundrel, and you could weasel your way out.
Yes. I will say, oh yes, I will use Slippery Eel
So Slippery Eel will allow you to move up to 10 feet away. So as soon as he comes out the door, you just zip around through the gate. Boom! Gunshot goes off in the distance. We see like a mushroom explode as the gunshot hits it. And as you come around, you see Brownie standing over there next to you.
Was this what you wanted?
And you see this big creature just kind of sitting there grazing on the marsh. Pull up a big chunk of sod and just gush comes out of his mouth.
And I will be like, you are the greatest. I'm gonna come back and help you out a little more. But now the Skixon will be able to help you more. Get out of here. Go in your tunnels. You're wonderful. Glad I met you. And
You're gonna leave too?
I have to go. The dwarf here that used to own this place is very mad at me.
Everybody leaves. Fine.
She turns and looks upset and like walks away from you into the rain.
I promise I'll be back. I promise.
My parents promised to.
And I will.
The dwarf comes running around the corner.
I'll look at it and be like, and does it have a saddle on it at all?
It does have a saddle, yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just hop on, and I'm going to use my Outer Clan ability, and I'm going to be like, "All right, Hopper, we're going to be very good friends. I think we're gonna get along really well, and I'm gonna try."
Then it
Yes,
like
that's
talks
right.
back to you.
Oh, very good. Okay, and I will try and have it. I usually do have to roll for that though, right?
You'll need to
For
roll
won't you
agile
be my neighbor?
to no charming. You gotta roll charming.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Just leaving brownies.
There's a
I feel like
15.
I should, but
Why don't you take brownies with you?
okay.
It's
They're
what the
probably
chat
dead.
wants.
It is what the chat wants, and you know what?
All
That's
right,
what
so-
we're here for.
All right. So does that brownie hoppers on my
Yes, you use your ability.
Hello.
Won't you be my neighbor? So are you taking Hopper just as an ally for now, or is he now officially your companion?
I'll take him as an ally for now.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that his gut reaction is definitely you can't stay with me, but Clay would not be able to leave Brownie alone, and so is going to be like, all right, we're gonna go pick up our friend and we're getting out here. Hopper, let's go.
So you take Brownie with you?
Yeah, I do imagine just like
You
scooping
scoop her up, and she's
her up,
like
and we just
looking
as we bound
upset.
over.
She looks over at you and goes,
I get to come with you? I get to come with you?
Hi, I'm not coming back. You're coming with me for a bit.
Oh, thank you, thank you!
she like ducks in and hugs you tightly around the midriff.
And I just pull out the blanket and put it back over her.
Hopper
and
bounds at
duck.
one big movement that you're not necessarily familiar with. Roll agile just to see how well you hold on, please. And don't critical fail.
I will not. Probably.
There you go.
Ah.
17. We see this thing bound off 20-foot jump, and then it just like starts scurrying, and then it jumps again another 20 feet, just launching themselves through the air, water spraying against the mud, splashing up everywhere. Gunshots in the distance, and the sound of grumbled dwarves dwindling farther and farther into the wet wilderness.
Flip him the bird as
And
we
you just,
hop
like
away.
flip the bird as you're jumping through the air. This thing goes up real high to the point where you can actually see some above some of the canopy, and you see this massive jungle, some trees towering above the canopy, some of them sitting below. Beautiful green scenery, and the three moons of Miocenis above you as you reach the edge of the canopy. You see the stars. You smell that almost florally aroma, and for just a brief moment after the story you told about your wife, you revisit that experience in your mind, and exhilaration hits you, and you have both joy and sadness twinged at once. As well as exhilaration from escaping certain death.
Yeah.
Anna is over her technical difficulties and can join the call
Oh.
whenever.
Go ahead and tell her to come on back, and then we're gonna move back over to the other side, and we'll get her back here as soon
Pardon us,
as.
audience, we have to
Pops
complete
back
our
in.
party.
And I'll just
course.
I'll lean down to Brownie and be like, well, it looks like you're gonna be able to meet my friend Kiara after all.
Wonderful, she says. Of course, I'm not changing the voice because I need to switch to the other map. And we're going to transition. Anyways, welcome back. We're glad to see you all have returned.
Clay grabbed brownies.
Clay grabbed Brownie, yes. And we are back as he's bounding through the air with her on the back of this bug that's just jumping through the swamp. We find ourselves back at Stuckfoot. Currently not in the best of positions ever. We do see another creature leap over the fence. And it proceeds to start rushing towards the officer that it sees, while the other one dives on top of the soldier outside, trying to take him out again. And it looks like the soldier is narrowly able to avoid it. Big blade comes by, part of their armor gets shattered. And Kaizen, you're up. You've hit the ground. You hear chittering noises from where you're laying at. It was very easy to see two of these large bugs that have been chasing you, the winged kind, leap over on top of the building beyond you through this little alley. You just saw them. Zzz. Then you hear gunshots. Then you hear gunshots, and you hear screaming. And the town seems to be in a bad state suddenly.
So, plan B, the bugs are up here now, where we were trying to be safe from them, and everything's going wrong, and we apparently can't get into this damn window. So, what do you think we should do now?
We kind of just like rained down hell on this town, so maybe we should do something about it.
All right.
Here, why don't we do this? I have clearly not been doing my arm days, so I have no strength, but maybe you could lift me up into the top there, and we can get in, because now these bugs are trying to get it. Can you get me up there?
Would you like me to lift you up there, or would you like me to just, throw a hook up there with a rope?
Ooh, why don't you do that?
Okay, I bust out my hook and my rope, and I hook the window.
Take your little
We
grappling hook.
should have a conversation. I really appreciate your faith in me, but it may be a little misplaced. I pretty much don't know what I'm doing ever.
I really think that may be helpful.
All right, guys, and roll agile as you launch this hooked rope, this grappling hook up into the window.
Are you serious?
That's gonna be a miss.
Never mind,
Kaizen-
I would just fail at life.
Kaizen
It's
just
fine.
goes, dink, and it goes right back down.
Do you
Oh.
want to?
Should we try that again, or should I just lift you?
Yeah. Why don't you just go ahead and lift me?
Okay, let's do that.
All right,
Let's try
you believe Nova that maybe if he just stood there, you go. Oh, there's a reroll for
Oh,
McSherry.
Thank God, thank you, Big
But what if I just stood there? What comes to me?
You could just stand on his shoulders and maybe reach the window on the second floor. There's two aces.
Hey!
Annick has given you one too.
Yes.
Okay, well, go ahead and roll it. See if we can do a whoop, whoop, whoop.
A whoop whoop whoop.
Whoop,
Okay.
whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, like those little pill bugs in A Bug's Life.
That is an 8. That won't be high enough, but you do have another ace.
You have another reroll.
So
You know what? Thank God for aces. I love
pity
you all.
aces, yes.
Titty aces.
I'm
Pity.
serious right now.
That is an
Oh.
8. You only need to get a 12, so I mean, you
know
have
what?
a bunch of plus
Take
ones,
my
right?
damn plus ones. I have 4 of them.
All
I
right,
will
you give me
zero
all
them
the
out.
plus ones.
Get me in the damn
And he
window,
goes-
or her.
He throws it, bink, grabs it, throws it, bink, grabs it, throws it, and then this time it just catches up there.
You know,
Third time's
I'm
a charm.
really not used to time moving, only forward.
Yeah, that whole linear time thing. Actually, there's some really interesting things you can do with time even here. But okay, let's go.
Okay.
Climb.
All right, Nova, with the rope there, you can climb the wall. It's only like a story, so it's not that big of a deal. You just kind of grab onto it, you pull yourself up into the window, and you find yourself inside of a guard room. It looks like there's an elevator. There's a staircase that goes up and down.
I want to get to the house that smells like home.
The house that
Can't
smells
wait.
like home, there's a doorway in here that you feel like if you went through it, you'd be in it. There's something very much alchemical coming from that direction.
I'll make note, and I'm gonna help Kaizen.
Right. You reach down, holding onto the rope, Kaizen, you grab a hold of it. She pulls you up, and the two of you climb inside of this stone tower with the staircase that leads up and down. And
We
then
should go in that door.
That door.
Yeah.
The smelly door.
Yes, the smelly door.
I'm going to trust you again because I really like your face, and you know this place better than I. So let's go through the smelly door.
you walk over to the smelly door, and as you go to grab it, Kaizen, for a split second, you see a crack appear in the door frame. And through it, you see some sort of temple in sunlight, golden, a large golden disc sitting at the top of this temple. And then it just crack disappears.
I'm having second thoughts about your plan. I really enjoy this smelly door. Let's go through it.
Okay. He just looks at the wall.
Kaizen,
You know what? Let's
what do you
it.
do? What do you do with the door there in front of you? What do you do with it?
So I rub my hand where the crack was.
It's solid. It's not there anymore.
Okay. I just saw a sign. Normally when this happens, it seems like breadcrumbs. So, do you think this door is protected by anything? Let's find out. And I turn the doorknob and push. Ugh.
opens up with a loud creak.
Oh,
And you see
that wasn't really
another
bad.
small room beyond there with a countertop basically, and a couple of like bookshelves filled with old books and things like that, covered in ice. There's another door directly across from you, right here.
How
that,
did it go all the way out of my lab?
This
It's just a lab.
architect had
That ice effect is a chaos magic effect that spread out to 40 feet.
I think their HVAC system is a little off.
It is very
Yes, it
cold.
seems
in
like
there.
it. Do you still want to stay in this smelly cold room, or shall we move on?
I do. Maybe we should actually close the door behind us. It feels like that should have been locked.
Yes, it really does. Closing the door now and locking it.
Right, the two of you walk inside the room, close it, and there's no lock on this doorknob. You see one door off to your left that has a small wall in front of it, and then you see a door directly to the south of you that you don't know if it's open or not. But that's where the stronger scent of this whatever is coming from. But there's also more ice under and around the frame.
Interesting architectural decisions indeed. A wall in front of a door.
And then we move.
Walls can come from anywhere, you know.
We move
Okay.
on from there to that buzzing noise as we see another critter up there in the top of the chimney, trying to cut its way down. Let's see how successful. Yep, there is a crashing noise, and suddenly a bunch of rock and rubble falls down inside your chimney there, Patchy. And there is now a bug in the room with you as it just down inside it there and looks up at you.
Hate it.
Hit it with what?
I hate it.
Hate
It's not
it.
my turn. I can't hit it, but I'll hit it.
All right, so what are you attempting to do?
Is it my turn?
Actually, it's not. It was the creature's turn. So that's as far as it went. Yeah, I see what's going on. There's another one on the rooftop. It moves over to the side and kind of looks down. It sees the two individuals tussling. It sees a soldier directly beneath it, and it sees both Nohu and Kiara nearby. It's gonna dive down onto the Silver Shield soldier down below. Attacking from a position of surprise. Oh boy. The creature jumps down from the rooftop, both of its arms scything down, and when it hits the ground, you see it decapitate the soldier, and then it grabs a hold of it and starts biting at the next stump. As another soldier is dead.
Tipping straw. I feel like Abraxas did it.
Kind of. It just Abraxas drained it. Nohu, your turn.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
a large bug. These things have been very mean to you in the wild.
I know. Hopefully it won't like try to burrow on the person's neck like that one did long ago. Oof, shivers just thinking about it. Remember it. But at the same time, I believe that it's time for heroics, and I need to go over to the fallen child and look at it and try to mend its wounds. I'll seeing it that it's a small child, probably needs the most tender of cares, delicate touch, and really serious medical expertise. So I'll use my PDA to use my the elemental output to create a shock in its body to like try to what's the word I'm trying to find? Kill its nerves or stop it from like feeling pain while I work on it, trying to take out the.
So you're
the
trying
oil.
to delicately turn off the child's pain sensors using an electrical pulse, and then try to.
Delicate, like instant track.
You're gonna cattle prod this kid. Got it.
Indeed.
Go ahead and roll brains for me as you attempt to delicately shock this child into health. That is 21. That's not bad. I'm gonna say that you are able to hit it with a shock. The kid kind of bounces a little bit, and then Bo just goes. You hear its breath start rattling around in its chest, and you see smoke rising up from the fur where you shocked the poor little creature. You do see that it has a bleeding wound, so now roll brains to apply medicine. If you have anything. Do you have any supplies as medicine-wise?
I do not. Not anything that may be used as supplies-wise.
Do you have anything you could make into a makeshift bandage?
Just my clothes, leather, polar, safe deck, water skin, scraps. Ooh, there's my map, but no, let's not. I'm not that attached to the little kid.
You could use clothing scraps. You don't have to use your map.
Nope. No. Just my clothes.
Okay, so roll brains one more time, and we'll see how well you are able to stem the bleeding. Nice, 19. So Nohu goes in, shocks this child, deadens the nerves temporarily, applies a bandage, and you can see that it is unconscious and laying upon the ground. It will need some time to heal appropriately, but you think that the kid will probably be okay as long as additional things don't happen.
Mom saves the day again! You may thank me later.
You see the snail kind of move over and start licking the kid.
Good. Let it sip into the wound. I think that will help.
I think that will help. And we move on to... There are no more Silver Shield grunts. Those are all dead. Oh, there's one left. The one standing off in the back turns and goes to fire, but also grabs a hold of a little radio at his belt and gets ready to start trying to call in some sort of backup. So there's that.
Wait. In the world of Aether and Steamworks, long-term radios are very, very
radio.
rare.
Yes, this is a short distance radio.
Oh, fine.
But he fumbles in the rain, in the fear, and drops the little radio into the mud, and then turns and fires his revolver at the critter. And the creature moves forward as he raises the gun. Okay. It lunges forward slightly and spits out a glob of black goop that splatters into the dwarf's eyes. He stumbles backwards a little bit and drops his gun to the ground as well. And then the hunter mantis continues
I was gonna say it's like the Jurassic Park. Yeah.
And now it is Patchy's turn. Patchy, you're up.
Can I see from the window that little ball was shot?
Yes, you can see through the window now that Bo is
Can
laying
he,
on the ground
with
in a
the
heap.
world still on top of it, and the foot?
You can't. You can't
aside?
see. You can't see because the windows are covered in walls from anywhere.
Can I cancel the walls from anywhere by reversing the transmutation effect?
If you'd like to evoke chaos, certainly, but that's not how the spell is intended.
But there's a mantis and it's gonna eat little Felicia. That it was tongue stuck. I'm gonna point my gun. Point my walking stick at the mantis, and gonna go, "Get out of my house, you damn critter!" and shoot with my stick.
Boom! Gunshot goes off. Go ahead and roll the attack of your walking stick. Mantis tries to just move aside, seeing you raise that weapon, but is hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Also, double extra damage because of my crit.
What was that?
Extra damage to mantises because of my crit.
Yes, plus one.
My 20.
You have +1 to all rolls against Mantis, so that is a total of 10 points of damage. You smash this thing with the shot. You see its armor its exoskeleton crack and fracture. The creature just hisses at you and turns from looking at Felicia to now seeing you as a threat. You have one standard action remaining. You can't fire the rifle again, though.
I can't fire it.
I can only fire once. It doesn't have elaborate venting.
All right, then I'm gonna now that it's let's see. Now that like a part of it is like exposed, you said with my shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit my stick. I'm gonna flip my stick and hit it in that area with it.
All right, so you just swing it to strike in at its exposed, cracked carapace. Roll the attack of your stick. Creature tries to avoid you, this time getting a 7 to get out of the way, so You hit it. Go ahead and roll for damage again. You hit it in the same place twice. Nice strike.
Ow!
Oh,
No!
That's a -1.
You healed it.
You healed it for 1? No, 1 is minimum damage. So if you have negatives on it because of strength, you only did 1 point of damage. You just crack this thing in the chest, and you just see
I'm an ace! I'm an ace!
You're gonna ace that roll. Oh, great. That's a 1 again.
No!
All right, Patchy, you do 1 point of damage to this thing. Clank! You hit it, and you just see a little fracture just increase in size very minutely. And that is your turn. You still have a reflexive action left. You can either use it now or save it for later, obviously.
I'm gonna grab another one of my acid flasks and tracer it into that like area.
All right, acid flask tracer. Let's see. Go ahead and roll brains to see if you can do that easily or if the acid goes everywhere. Nice. All right, tracer is an automatic hit. The acid didn't go everywhere. You held it well. You smashed this thing in the chest with it. Go ahead and roll for damage for tracer and add on an extra d4.
How did I add the extra d4?
You'll just grab it and drag it in after the fact. So roll it after damage. There is tracer damage 6. That's with the extra d4 added already.
Yeah, I added it. I
right.
just dragged the d4 into it.
6 points of damage. This thing is burning in the chest. It's like screeching, and you see it like turn and look at you, and it proceeds to get ready to start running back up the chimney. And that's Patchy's turn.
Dead.
The lieutenant sees a bug land in front of her, sees a bug eat her friend from behind, grabs a hold of something on her belt, and just launches it, and then turns and jumps aside as she throws a copper pot grenade right here, not knowing that some of those barrels next to there are also full of potentially explosive materials. Let's see how successful she is at this. And the bug has a spinning die. Go figure. So, as soon as that stops spinning, we'll see the results. Results are in. The little copper pot hits the ground in front of it. The creature is an intelligent enemy. Recognizing this as some sort of threat, you see it jump backwards, up back onto the wall. The explosion goes off, hitting this area, and we have to roll to see if the barrels are also triggered.
Wait, I did not throw my explosives there though, since it was
You didn't, but there are chemical compounds in there that could be explosive.
Oh, fine. Okay, well, I get to save an explosive.
There is a triggered event as one barrel just suddenly, boom, the next one suddenly goes up, and then the explosion grows and grows. The tree is set on fire. Part of your building where your room is at, the wall gets blasted in. The creature that was on the wall nearby is going to take glancing damage, and the lieutenant themselves is going to take damage. The explosion goes off, causing 25 points of damage to everything within radius. The Hunter Mantis gets blasted off the wall and disappears out into the wilds for the moment. The lieutenant just has her back shredded and tumbles and rolls out, possibly dead. And part of your building is just blown. Everybody in the entire area just feels the ground start shaking as the explosions go off. I'm going to leave a marker here indicating where this massive explosion just happened and make sure it's in the right spot, of course.
We just wandered into this town. I don't think it's a safe neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm definitely
Has
ready to
nothing
go
do
back.
with us.
Kiara,
Are we sure the time prison was really that bad?
your turn. Kiara.
My turn?
Yes, it is your
Sorry,
turn.
I cut out. I'm gonna not be stealthy with the fact I have a gun, and I'm gonna take out Street Rat and shoot Buzzing Noise 2, as so lovingly labeled.
Okay, so you turn and just go ahead and roll your attack.
Yeah, I don't need to disguise my gun as a walking stick. It is just clearly a gun.
The creature is currently eating, so roll to hit it.
18.
Boom! You hit it in the head. You get to do double damage. Go ahead and roll the damage of your attack.
Heck yeah. What?
14 points
7
of damage. boom, and you just, and the thing's head explodes as it just kind of slumps over, two headless bodies stacked on one another. The creatures continue flailing, though, and chopping at the ground, and there's blood going everywhere. It's gross.
Great. Can I scale to the top of Patchy's house?
You can with an agile roll, or strong if you're strong.
No, I'm not. We'll do agile.
All right, so you rush over and you try to Jackie Chan jump up between the little edges of the walls
16?
there. You kind of twist and you land on his rooftop just in time to see a bug crawl out of the roof of the chimney.
Cool.
Just in time to see a bug crawl by. It's all right. Sorry.
And that would be Kiara's turn. Silver Shield officer continues struggling and fighting with Six now on top of him, trying to get a hold of his revolver to shoot this kid. Six is able to pin his hand to the ground, kind of shoving in, and he just bites in with his little Skixen teeth just into the guy's wrist, causing him to drop the gun.
Get off of me, damn it!
And the Skixen is so angered by what just happened, he does not stop biting. In the distance, creatures move. The one that just crawled out of the rooftop turns and rushes over to swipe at Kira.
I'm just gonna dodge it.
Roll defense.
Yeah, I won't do anything else because that ended badly last time. 17.
Nice.
No, 20.
You got a 20 total, and you're able to just move aside very easily. This thing swipes wide. You can see a large crack in its carapace. Goop is kind of pouring out of it. It was obviously injured, shot by something previous. And we move on. Clay, for just a moment, we see you hopping through the swamplands, heading south. That's all your turn is at the moment.
You're already. We could totally use the hand.
Nova, more gunshots happen. Through the little window you can see out to the side, there is a very huge snail licking a bleeding child. Skixen on the ground with Nohu over there, kind of like helping as best they can. You can see a mama Skixen kind of rush over, or what looks like that. They're wearing a barmaid outfit, basically, and heavy leathers, kind of bending over the poor little creature. And then you hear, you heard the big gunshot go off inside the room right in front of you. You hear something screeching in multiple languages.
So, I'm gonna assume, so I have my quirk. I'm gonna assume that the most in need thing is probably the child, right? Yes?
Probably, yes.
And I'm going to idiotically run out to the child.
Okay, you just run out through the door, and you head over.
I'm
to the
like,
kid.
and then yeah.
So
I still have like my little makeshift turban-y thing.
it was a low enough roll that as you sprint towards the kid, it just kind of.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You're standing out there in front of all of these individuals with your elvenness exposed, nude to the world, with those ears, anyways.
Is it new or nude?
Nude ears to the world, because you have the pointy ears.
Nudity is showing my ear nudity.
Your ear nudity is showing. And Nova, what do you do from there?
I'm trying to look. Do I have my healing yet?
You don't have it yet, but you could evoke chaos. That
Oh
could
yeah,
never
you know,
go
like
wrong.
that's a great idea. Let me go ahead and just evoke chaos on a child, a non-consenting child. Like that's totally fine.
They could have healed. You never know.
It could. Yeah. I thought I had healing from the beginning, but I guess we went with other things. Yeah, I'm gonna. What's going on with the child? It is bleeding.
Yep.
I'm gonna render first aid, standard first aid.
All right, so
I
you're
don't
gonna try
have
to assist Nohu as
patch.
he's-
Know who. And if he needs clothes, I'll start ripping parts of my clothes off. And I mean that sounded a little weird, but you know what I mean.
Yes, of course. Go ahead and roll brains as you attempt to assist Nohu.
As the foremost experienced person here in electrocuting childs, I'll say that going chaos on him is nothing out of the ordinary.
You're shockingly adept at that.
Between Nohu and Nova's applications of medicine and electrical shock treatment, you think that you have the child taken care of. They need rest now, though. We move on to the...
I think you skipped Kaizen.
No, I did skip Kaizen. Where are you?
Yeah.
Yes, Kaizen,
you
what are
know.
you doing?
As she runs off, I'm just like, I'm really starting to question your decisions and run after her.
Alright, you run out into the square as your hood also comes back.
I come up to the child, I get in with them mending him, and I activate my quirk by sitting there thinking of the peaceful times in my war-ravaged planet when the time was good, instead of flashing to war times, and it brings a tear to my eye to find there's no peace here either, and I drop that tear on the child's wounds and heal them.
Alright, as Kaizen drips a tear upon this child, you see the wound seal shut, and the kid begins breathing softly.
Wow, you two are good. Are you nurses?
I think your electroshock really did the trick, and I give him a pat.
That's amazing. Do you do that all the time? Is that like a skill?
Oh, it happens to me a lot, so I thought that it would work the same on other creatures.
Brilliant.
Definitely.
You're fantastic. Yeah. Wow, I would have never thought to shock the shit out of a kid.
Very nice. Good thing it worked.
So no,
Whatever works, right?
It is now your turn, sir. You see the Skixen in front of you just begin dancing, because I don't think you understand skiing, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. I do not.
Yep. So she begins dancing in front of you, and you see the snail like starting to crawl over the top of the kid on the ground.
Another work perfectly done by me. Don't worry, I'm here to help. And I'll just move over to the fallen, the still struggling couple, and I'll try to like grab onto the 6, I guess, and be all like, all right, no need to keep fighting, everything is all right.
So try to pull 6 off of the officer. Roll agile. Nat 20! Do you want to make it easier for you to completely extricate the 2 of them, giving you an advantage and a temporary peace between this officer and this individual? Or do you want to put your enemies that are here, the ones that are currently enemies, at a disadvantageous position and make the officer more likely to be defeated?
I'll go for the peaceful option.
All right. So you pull on 6, who just comes off of there scratching and scrabbling and hissing madly at you. Pull him aside. The dwarf nearby just kind of looks over at you.
Thank you, Kobold. That damn creature.
No, it was your bullet that hurt him. I didn't hear any orders about shooting civilians. For all the good your people is doing, one of them dead over there, the other probably dead over there.
Yeah.
Someone got to
Loads of
take care of
paperwork.
that.
I get it, but we have more of these stupid insects to deal with.
Yeah, get on with it then. And you, the kid is still a little bit worn out. You might want to take him away somewhere safer.
If you let go of 6, he's going to immediately jump back on the officer, who's now starting to stand up and kind of... 6 is hissing at you. Do you let go of him or not?
I'll start dragging him along with me.
You just grab a hold of him. He's just struggling. To anybody that understands skiing, he's like, "Get off! Let me go! I'm gonna rip his face off! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" And you just kind of drag him.
You're welcome. I'll give you my autograph later. Don't worry.
And we move over to Patchy. Patchy, you're still inside of your room. The bug has crawled up on the roof, and you hear another gunshot go off. That's kind of reverberating above you. You hear a wet splatter and gurgling noises coming from outside your main door.
Okay. Well, the mantis is running. Is there a another other door or other window that I can get out, like my bedroom maybe?
You could go through your bedroom and attempt to see. Sure. You didn't. The door's frozen, so you'll have to pull it open somehow. Felicia skates behind you.
You know what? No, I'm gonna just scurry up The chimney is the easiest way. Come, Felicia.
Felicia
gonna-
jumps onto your back, and you
I'm
scurry.
gonna pocket the letter and like go to the rooftop and survey the area. See, so what's the Silver Shield Lieutenant is on the ground.
You can't see that. Yeah, the first thing you see when you climb up through the rooftop is Kiara standing up here, rifle in hand, or firearm in hand, and the hunter that you happen to have shot before is now menacingly approaching her.
Can I shoot it with my gun again?
You can, once per round.
Ah! You still here, you damn cretin! I'm gonna shoot it at the same part.
All right, well, you're shooting it in the back this time, so you shoot it in the same location on the backside. Go ahead and make your attack. The creature tries to defend itself. It doesn't hear you at first, so it is surprised. It has a 6. You hit it. Go ahead and roll for damage. That is 9 points of damage. You shoot it in the back, and it just splatters out across Kiara. Bits of bug go across you, and the creature kind of flails at you. Looks like it's jumping for a second, and then slides off the building and hits the ground. It's like legs kind of flailing up on its back like a cockroach dying.
That'll teach you to try to eat my dear Felicia! What? So, what's going on down there? Wait. I see the sergeant trying to get up. I see Bo on the ground being shot. I see...
No,
Six.
he's fine. He's in my arms now.
You see a lot of...
I can see what's happened. I can
Yeah.
also see Six being like, super angry.
Yeah, Six is yelling out over and over again. You see his face is just curled up in rage. Roll brains for me. You're a smart individual, Patchy. 11?
Is he though?
With an
You're
11...
supposed to be a smart individual.
I'll
Pat.
say, from what you know about Six and what you've seen about him in the past, he is completely full of rage because he feels guilty, personally responsible.
Does the Silver Shield officer look like he's about to like attack? I mean, I'm assuming he would probably retaliate to a Skixon pummeling him to the ground.
He knows that he's overwhelmed at the moment. He's only got his lieutenant nearby. He doesn't know where the other soldiers are. Explosions are going off. There's still other bugs. You see him. He has his weapon in his hand, and he's looking around for a threat. You know that there will be repercussions when this is over because he just got attacked by a Skixon, and
Well, the lieutenant is in the ground and seems like probably is dead. My test subject is dead and dissolving in acid. So I'm gonna grab my what's it called? Alchemist glue,
yeah.
and gonna tracer it right at his like hands to try to bind him from where I'm at.
All right. So you send your alchemist glue. We will have you make a brains roll just to determine if you can get an accurate place to bind his hands up entirely. You will hit him with the glue without error, but.
Ow!
Oh, that is a 5.
Okay. The scientist I am, it would be wise to not leave this opportunity for a test subject.
I actually
Also-
I can't actually deny that, so I will give
Yeah,
you
but
that as a
wisdom is
reroll.
not his trait. It's justice.
That
That's-
is
that's
not.
okay.
It's not actually justice. It is wisdom. I just forgot to set that up on the overlay. As a matter of fact, I think I could just. Where's that? Here we go. That one. Right. I could just
Strap
switch
rule
it
lawyering, though.
right over to the right one. Everybody.
It's just on
Well,
top of
the
it.
people will be confused. Why is he using wisdom when it's
You're right. You're right.
That's
Ty
true.
didn't set it up,
Yeah.
even though I let him know that it was wisdom, not justice, last session. So Ty should just give me this
Justice?
roll.
I
He
mean,
said he already said that.
it's wisdom.
it
And that's
counts.
fine. I got it. And now it's updated to be correct on the screen. There you go. Now you can re-roll. You did re-roll. You got a 12 this time. With a 12, let's see.
I
Wrong
missed
guy.
you two arguing.
Okay. So he has his hand up with his gun and he starts looking around. He puts his hands together. And right at the moment when he puts his hands together to brace so that he can aim appropriately, alchemist glue shatters across his knuckles and his gauntlets, and suddenly everything just over the top of it, and his gun is now stuck in his hands. His hands are glued together.
Is alchemist glue
What the hell?
completely indelible, right? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, you can break it with a really, really strong tough roll, but it's very
We'll come to that later. We'll come to that later.
Like a 20-year-old target or something.
I'm gonna
One
start
side
going
gets all the
down
skin.
to retrieve my test subject while everyone is, dealing with chaos. I'll take care of you soon, my dear Bo.
So
Let the myself lady heal you,
Patchy climbs down to the ground in front of Kiara after
or,
splatting them.
or the malnutrition dragon.
The lieutenant tries to get up off the ground, making a tough roll. If she doesn't succeed, she will die this round from blood loss. She's able to staunch her own bleeding, kind of sits up, grabs a little medical pack from her bag, and proceeds to bind herself, and that's her turn. There's a huge pile of smoking crater, basically, in front of her. And fire seems to have caught on Patchy's building. Kiara, you are up. From where you're standing at on top of the building, you can see everything in the courtyard. You can also see a soldier backing up near the main gate with a hunter mantis kind of menacing him and heading inside.
I mean, my guess is that Mantis is gonna take care of the
Sucks
guard
for him,
probably.
right?
Yeah, it really sucks for him. I'm not gonna go over there. Why would I do that? To be fair, like my initial thought was, you know, there's a really dumb elf who has their elf ears out right now, and we have Empire individuals here. But I mean, one of them is still technically alive.
True.
Do I leave no witnesses, or do I just throw a cloth over Nova's head?
There's 2 dumb elves with their ears.
There's two.
Is Kaizen's out too? I thought
Kaizen's
he
are
was
out too.
getting Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm about
He
to-
had no
I
reason.
tried.
Kaizen's
about
the
to go.
strangest
both
looking
failed.
elf you've ever seen, Kiara. You've never seen one with such dark features and red hair.
What is this man's doing? What are
Yeah.
both of you doing?
Uh-huh. Clay would legit yell at you. But give you a mouthful.
We just got finished doing the time warp again, okay? Sometimes.
Yeah.
So I only have one blanket. Are they close enough to where if I got over there, I could cover them both with a singular blanket?
We are right next to each other, right?
It would be. It's a.
And Bo.
Either someone's getting a blanket, or one person's getting a blanket, the other one's getting a backpack over their head.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd have to
really,
do
Technically,
that.
you could get Kaizen, me, apricot, or apricot, however you used to say it in the region that you are at, and Bo.
You'd need
I mean,
like
I
a king
literally
size
have
blanket.
a hood. I just can't
You
keep it on my
have-
I
head.
probably don't have a king size blanket.
You do not have a king size blanket in your backpack.
I wanted a blanket fort with all these people. That would've been fun.
Alright, then I guess we're gonna have to go the leave no prisoners route. Can I shoot the Silver Shield Lieutenant from my perch on the,
Yep.
on Patchy's roof?
Currently she is helpless, so if you hit, you will kill her.
You seem
That
so
is
upset and
a
distraught.
9.
Is that a 9? Yeah.
That is a 9. She has the wherewithal that when you raise up the weapon,
She's gonna die. God
That's
damn
another
it!
9.
God damn it! I swear to God.
Is that another 9?
It's another 9.
I will let you re-roll it just to see if the algorithm gives you another 6. There you go.
That's 22.
All right, what do you say, audience? Do we allow her to have the 22 since it seemed like this, Fantasy Grounds might have been glitching there for a second? It's 3 6s. It was memeing us. Fantasy Grounds was memeing us with the 666. That's what it was doing.
Annika said to take out the witnesses, so Annika
Right.
is all for it.
Yeah.
McSherry said she
22
sees the
for sure.
22.
Very.
So,
We
all
should
right.
be thanking her for not giving us another 6 and, all of that triple 6.
That was for science.
It was for
Yeah.
science. Yes, absolutely. All right, and
Ty,
for
do
science
you want
reasons.
666 to be the most recent rolls in this game? Is that the
No,
energy you want to
no,
bring
of course
onto this
not.
campaign?
The
Of
mark of
course
the beast
not.
and all
What
that.
time?
Just... All right, you shoot, and you see this fall over dead.
Well, no witnesses. That's the better route than me having to ask these 2 individuals to stand together so they can hide under a blanket.
You see Six look over to the side with like a look of shock on his face for a second, and then Skixon kind of grins.
Just like one of those like bro nods, the like upward.
The officer now attempts to break out of this glue, forcing their hands apart, just and isn't able to. It's just standing there.
Oh, was that not a 20? Did you not get a 20?
That was not a 20.
Oh, you poor baby.
The soldier down below gets attacked by Hunter Mantis again. And defends himself and
God
gets
dang it.
hit.
Okay.
See,
He
we
is
didn't
stuck.
endanger the village. We just brought, weapons to free you from your oppressors.
The Mantis's scythe comes down and shears off his left arm. And starts like holding onto the stump. And then it moves around to the side and tries to tackle him now that he's wounded. Soldier tries to stay out from underneath him, is able to roll aside, pinning his back up against the wall. The creature keeps stalking forward, getting ready to have a meal. Clay, we see you bounding gently through the wilderness. You see Brownie there on leaning up against you, and she just kind of keeps going, whee! Every time you come up above the tops, her eyes just kind of widened by this sight and by the drop off in front of you. And as you're bounding, you see in the distance maybe a village perched on top of a rise, almost like a mesa, basically, just 20 feet above the regular foliage out here. And you see smoke rising from it. You believe that to be Stuckfoot.
Hey, there's no welcome to Stockfoot sign, but I just have a feeling.
It seems
great.
like there's smoke. Is they having a bonfire or a party or something?
Brownie, I'm gonna hope so. Keep that optimism, hon.
What was that?
You see an explosion, a really large one, as a plume of flame goes flying into the sky.
We're gonna hope that they're really bad at fireworks, okay?
And we see the face of Clay getting a little more worried, hopping in that direction.
Be like, Hopper, a double time, please.
A couple of bounces later, and you see a military carriage, Silver Shield one. Usually takes a troop of 6 or 7 people. There's one soldier standing outside of it, staring up at the distance on his radio.
Okay. All right. We're moving pretty fast, right?
You are moving very fast. It'd be the equivalent of about 35, 40 miles an hour.
Okay. I think I'm gonna just gut reaction as we're moving past, shoot the radio with my gun.
You fire at the radio.
Cut off the signal and keep going.
At this speed, at this height, you would need to roll as you get. How close do you want to try to bring Hopper to it? Do you want to jump right over the soldier, or are you gonna stay a little far away?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump right over, because then you can't even see who did it. He just sees the hopping.
And you just fire down at it. Okay.
Yes.
So you're putting yourself in pretty close. What is your aware? Looks like you have a
a zero.
Okay. You will need to get a 14 or higher to hit the radio. So go ahead and roll aware for me as you shoot. Or roll the accuracy of your weapon if you have one that has bonuses.
Now, would you say that I have I'm remembering the mechanics?
Opportunity.
Okay, yes.
You have the opportunity attack on the enemy who's unaware of you, so you do have your +2.
I thought so. Okay, great.
Boom! 18 as the hopper goes flying right over the top. Clay aims down and just bang! The radio, and the soldier drops it, and then you just bound past. So you don't know what they were saying. You do think there was some sort of communication happening, but it is now gone.
I guess no.
And
we don't need more coming.
we see you bounding past, and as you get closer, you see a bunch of small insect creatures dive into the woods and moving away from the big explosion, all the fire. Kaizen, we are back to you. You're over there with the kid. The soldier has his hands glued together. There's another gunshot that rings out. One of the officers on the ground behind you just hits the ground. What are you doing?
So I make sure the kid's okay. And then I stand up and I look at the two around me and I say, "Excuse me a moment." And I sidestep, and Kaizen takes his bow off of his back and he points it at the glued officer, and you see him just kind of focus and then lock and fire.
All right. What are you trying to do to the officer? Kill him or?
Yeah, I'm almost gonna shoot him
Alright.
right in the head.
No!
hopefully.
No!
Go ahead. Roll your attack.
Do what? Sorry.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Got it.
I am
Target.
trying to save an entire race!
Roll, you think? There he goes.
Ancestry.
Kaizen, with your roll, and because he is bound, the target is unable to defend himself appropriately. Your arrow hits him in the head, and he is challenging or lower. What does that do?
It kills him instantaneously.
Kaizen draws the arrow shot back, fires. The arrow goes right through the officer's head, and he just falls into the dirt.
And the arrow just plunk with some brain matter and blood behind him on the ground.
Kaizen's turn is over. Nova.
You owe me a lot of DNA! Gotta give me all your spit!
That's a weird thing to ask a stranger for.
You owe me a lot
Well,
of DNA
this
to the
stranger
random.
Killed my
Exactly
subject!
what Kiara said last episode. That's a strange thing to ask for.
For sure.
All right.
Just all sorts of
Y'all don't get science. Y'all got your magic-y, clockworky shit. Bitch.
At this point, with the officer dead, with the other one being cleaved, there's just one bug left at the moment in the distance. So, Nova, where you're standing at, the kid seems to be okay. This other motherly-looking Skixen has scooped him up from you and, like, rushes him into the house nearby. She kind of nods her thank you, but she runs into the
I
house just...
point at know who.
You point at know who?
When she thanks me, I point at know who. And
She kind of, like, furls her eyebrow and then, like, shrugs her whole shoulder, like, incredulously. No way.
is this a Skixen?
Yeah.
So I speak in Skeen. Like, no, like really? I speak Skeen. He did. He helped him with his little shocky doohickey McBobber.
That's not possible. He's just... It's Nohu. He causes more damage than he ever... I can't... Just...
Hey, everybody every now and again has a lucky, shot.
Tell him thank you for me. I need to take care of little
Yeah,
Bo
no,
here.
bye. Thank you. I hope I see you guys again.
And anyway, she runs inside the building carrying him and goes and puts him in a bed nearby. Nova, what else do you do at the moment other than the discussion? You did see Kaizen just fire that bow and...
That was really cool.
Thank you. It's a long family tradition.
of shooting people in the head with bows.
I also have a long family tradition of shooting people, but it's not with bows. With guns. She does the... Am I glitching out? She does the, like, flip gun thing, but, like, drops it just a little bit and then grabs it and then puts it in. Yeah.
I mean,
it's like...
guns aren't quite my cup of tea, but more power to you.
I want to go into the stinky house here because that's an alchemist, and if it's an alchemist, what that means is that they're educated, and if they're educated, that means that maybe they can tell us what the hell is going on.
As you turn and look towards the stinky house, you do see Patchy standing there. Someone who's very obviously carrying some alchemical substances all bound around him, and with a cat sitting on top of his head.
In that.
You killed my test subject!
It talks!
What are you speaking in there, Patchy?
Talks.
I'm very angry, so probably in that point it's
Roll random. A random language on your list.
oh, actually true. You know what? Yeah. I'll roll random.
All right.
Let's see. Just need to find all my languages. Okay, there you go.
You're on the note sheet.
Yes, okay.
I'm gonna roll a
Robbie,
D8.
your eyes are getting bigger. Calm down, honey.
There you go, 3.
I'm speaking Gnomish.
Suddenly, Gnomish. He speaks
I
in
do not
Gnomish to
understand
you
him.
as a Skixen, which is very surprising, Nova. And he shouts out all that in Gnomish.
What did he shout out?
And I realize it, and then I switch to Skixen. You stole him! You killed my test subject!
You did a really good job teaching me. I understood it.
Good.
Wait,
I
which
tried.
one did you understand? Skixen or Gnomish?
Both. Well, I
Both.
speak Gnomish, and I speak Skixen.
No, I'm talking about the one who killed my test subject.
Kaizen speaks Gixin.
Uh-huh.
Kaizen, yeah.
You killed my test subject.
Your test subject?
Yes, this guy. Why kill him? I had to pee. I had what I wanted.
I focus in on his motives. What the hell does he want and what is he doing?
Kaizen, you using your ability for that?
Yes.
He's seeing the heart. He looks into Patchy's heart. He can get the basic intentions that Patchy had with that creature. You can't feel it. So Patchy,
Just let it happen.
Patchy, what were your intentions?
Let me probe your brain.
With
My
the
intentions?
Yes, what were your emotional intentions with the officer?
Well, part of it was to save this town from being burned down because I know these empires would, destroy this place, and I don't want little Bo to die. And secondly, this might as well, since this is going on, I might as well replace my test subject because I have an entire race to save. War criminals don't count. I don't feel for them.
So you gain that intention from him reading his heart. He was doing it for what he believes to be altruistic means, but it was going to mean that a living being was a test subject for horrific experimentation.
What? You want to take a photograph? Why are you looking at me like that?
I understand that you want to help these people and obviously have some terrible feelings about these ones, and I point at the dead guard down on the ground. But do you really need him alive? What type of tests were you doing to save these people?
None of your business.
As the two of them are shouting and saying that, we hear a scream in the distance as the final hunter has proceeded to gorge itself on the soldier down near the entryway.
The last one died.
After it eats, it turns and leaves.
The last one died. Fine, you
got what it wanted.
Spit in the smile.
Who?
You.
I won't let you my test subject. You owe me.
Don't spit in his.
I'm gonna jump down next to Patchy at this
I'm
point.
Going to pass on your proposal to spit in your vial.
Give me you're not using that extra spit. You're gonna throw it in the
What are
vial.
you gonna use the spit for?
Experiments. I mean,
What kind of experiments?
I just.
I'll spit. What I'm saying is I'll spit in your damn cup.
I've never met you.
Perhaps.
My name's Nova.
And I'm Kai. And, perhaps you should repair your house before you start going collecting
on
samples
fire.
for testing.
What? No, it's not.
It's on fire.
I'm gonna run out there and try to pick it up.
All right, you rush
Thank you,
over to
Nova.
start trying to put the fire out. Kiara, you're down on the ground now. What are you doing at the moment as you see all of them kind of talking? You, Felicia, by the way, on top of Patchy's head, just claws dig into your head, Patchy, as you go running over to take care of the fire.
It's like scraping on as he's running, and
you
it's
wonder
like
why he has all those
cracks
patches.
and
Felicia, I just shaved that spot. Don't scratch there. Do it in the other one. There's more scabs there.
Is
All
there
right.
like a namaste type elfy thing where I can tell another elf?
Not exactly. I mean, you can try. You can roll aware, and if you get a really good roll, you might be able to tell some general. There are certain markers.
You do not spit in whatever vial he offers you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to.
That is probably.
Well, why
for the
not?
best.
You said he was gonna help people.
He looks very helpful, doesn't he? Do they all look like that, by the way?
Are you walking over to
what?
talk to them, Kiara, by the way? I didn't ask.
Yeah, I'll make my way over to the dumb elves that aren't covering their ears. I think I can outsmart them.
We are no threat.
Yeah, they are zero threat to me. They're not covering their ears.
We can't even get through a window.
The easiest marks.
Yeah, exactly. Really not my problem.
All right, so you...
They do not all look like that. Just this one, to my knowledge.
I see. He needs a good spot day.
Well, you know what the Skixen have been through? Do you know what their people did? They got bombed with this genophagy thing, and then they were regular little people, and then all of a sudden they started growing into rodents and stuff. Their lives are cut in half. The whole thing. You know what? Why don't you just be a little bit nicer to them, okay?
For
So are
the
you
record,
giving him
you're
an
the one that explained what they look like to me, and it was nothing that looked like that.
Yeah, but lady different.
Okay. All right. He's had a hard journey. We'll leave it at that.
May I offer you a little bit of advice?
Well, of course.
Next time you are around Empire, cover your damn ears.
Oh, well, that. I know what the. Take
Oh, yeah,
off
you
my
told me about that too.
first layer. Yeah, I know. You don't have to
Suppression.
explain to me, young lady.
No, you continue dragging away Six a little bit at a time. You
Oh,
see
yeah, I
a
forgot he
soldier
still
right
has
next to
Six.
you get shot and killed. You hear the sound of a body thumping into the ground behind you. You look off to the side. You see a soldier get eaten by a hunter mantis who then turns and flees the scene. What are you doing at this point?
Oh boy. I was not expecting that. Oh well. You're welcome. As I pat Six on the head.
Welcome,
Nahu is
nothing.
here
You
to
stop
help.
me.
I don't understand him, so I just dance, and I pat him on the head.
Okay.
And I go over to find Patchy. We have to go on an adventure, Patchy. And I scream
It's
it
true.
out loud.
You have to go on that adventure. So you turn and you start going back towards Patchy. You can see Patchy working on putting the fire out around his building that is catching quite heavily. Patchy, your bookcase is burned completely. Your bedspread is starting to catch right now, and black and green smoke is like starting to rise from the building.
And you have a cover like shouting
Shall
on
we
your ear.
assist
No. I do not accept. Take that away. Fine. You, Kobold, can you eat fire too?
I tried once, but it made my stomach like.
Just let him.
gargle.
Just let him do this.
Just let me try this. I'm gonna reach into to Nova's Nohu's mouth, open it, grab his tongue, and like start dragging it and try to pat like the fire with it. Since it's like seems like it might work.
He starts pulling your tongue out to hit the fire with it. No, would you allow this?
Let's see if it hurts.
All right. Give me
We also just brushed over the fact that basically Nohu just said that fire gave him heartburn.
yeah.
Listen.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
But it would, wouldn't it?
Agile.
Me?
Patchy, roll
You would.
agile, and Nohu, roll tough. There is a 16 tough from Nohu and a 15 agile from Patchy. You splack his tongue, and that's the only word I'm going to use for this, across the boards trying to put out the fire. You see a few of them get put out. There's a light tingling, burning sensation at the tip of your tongue and the taste of carbon, but other than that, it just gets really, really dried out.
Oh wow, it works. Okay, wait. I'm gonna take out my water skin, open it, pour it on his tongue, and like use it to like splash it everywhere as much as possible.
Not
It
on
seems
the
like it works
fire.
No,
No,
on the
I
top.
want to moisturize his tongue so it's not dried out, but it seems like it's working really well. Somehow he has a weird thing with this material, and I'm gonna like just wave it on it and pat more of the fire. It seems like it works.
Just let
I
him.
don't want to get rid of my linen.
I'm going going on to the metal. I'm not going anywhere.
3,000 count Egyptian cotton linen, guys.
Nohu, if you would like to assist with this in greater detail, I will let you roll a chaos magic roll to try to make it better.
I meant my
Or-
blankets. I don't want to get rid of my
Yeah.
blankets to try to pat this fire off.
All
So
right.
the target is the fire, to be clear, yes?
Yes, the target is the fire.
Great.
Or Nohu's tongue. One or the other.
I want to know whose tongue to grow in size.
Wait, what am I rolling?
This is Nohu. He's going to
Butterfly
try
tongue.
to assist you using his innate capabilities via chaos magic. Give us a magical roll, Nohu. Get higher than a 5.
Well,
This
Oh,
is a chaos.
shouldn't that be lower than a 5? Because I want that chaos.
What's the worst thing that'll happen? He'll just pee on another
there's a
statue.
7.
No.
There's a
Give me the
reroll.
chaos.
There's a
Oh!
19. Holy cow, man.
God damn.
So,
Alright.
unless you want to ace that again and try to get a lower roll, Nohu, suddenly his tongue, as you are like splaying this water on it and you start flinging it around, starts producing more and more and more viscous saliva that starts splattering all over the place like a fire hose until suddenly you're just putting out the fires, spinning this slime that's like starting to stick to you and everything around you as his salivary glands get greatly improved temporarily.
See? Oh my god, it worked. No, you and I gonna be the best of friends. I can see this partnership really working out well for us.
By the end of this campaign,
I
I
hold
just
him
want to know who's like the alchemist stone. Like,
and embrace him, and the saliva is more sticky, so now we're stuck together.
What?
You
And
know,
from there, our bond will come to be. I have
sudden,
bonded to you.
know who becomes bonded emotionally to Patchy.
Aww.
Oh, okay. I needed a lab assistant.
And Felicia, sitting on top of your head, is like trying to get those sticky hands and toes off of your hair. We hear a loud as a bunch of hair gets torn off of Patchy's head. And we move over. We see a large creature bound and land in the square. Clay, you see a huge crater. You see smoke. You see slime flung through the air, sticking to the front of your Skeeta. Has smacked into you and left a bit of goop. Brownie, is sleeping now in front of you. And you see Kiara standing next to two other individuals in the middle of the courtyard.
in
Obviously,
Avalonian, I'm like, I thought you were going to lay low.
You hear the voice of Clay from your past, echo through the square, Kiara. As you look over and you see him on the back of this large creature that is bounded in, covered in muck and now saliva, carrying a small girl
With
in
a
his arms.
child.
Yes.
You gained a child. I don't think I'm gonna respond. I'm just gonna give him a look, like the mom
And now
look.
you're associating with elves that don't even cover their ears.
We tried. I speak.
Zaya just Benedict.
Calling me an elf.
So,
It's the ears. People are.
This is
dumb.
exactly
As
what
we
you are.
Can y'all understand Avalonian? Because I was in Avalonian, just doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can, of course.
Oh,
I don't think anybody else can.
Kaizen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kaizen.
Yep.
No, thank you. I'm not hungry now.
So, you are all there. We see Clay climbing down off of Hopper. We see Kiara and Clay moving towards each other a little bit.
I'm
Everybody
gonna
else
give
standing
him a
there.
hug.
We see Patchy and Nohu hugging, but not really on purpose necessarily. But still, it's happening. We see the smoldering craters. We see the small child open his eyes and look over to Mama Mouse and just say to her, let's see if I can do the voice thing here. Let's try that. Here we go. There we are. There, the voice thing.
Every time you said that, it's worked perfectly. So.
Can I have a popsicle?
And we see them moving to the, or see the mama moving over Melody, Melody moving over to get him something. Of course, dear. Brings him a little sweet. And the scene shifts. We see the message 5 minutes later, or 5 minutes earlier. We see a soldier standing outside of a Empire carriage, and he's got the little shortwave radio in front of him. He kind of works and dials in, and then he states into it,
"We need backup here, out at Stuckfoot. It looks like maybe the Vince here actually are here. We've got a rather serious amount of damage occurring. There's explosions, gunfire. Bring as many as you can for now. We need to figure out what this is all about. We need to wipe out this threat." And
at that moment, the radio just shatters, and he kind of looks down the ground. Shit, there's more of them. And the scene fades out as tonight's episode of Dreams of Silver and Stone
Damn it.
concludes. So, thank you all for being here. Hope you have enjoyed your experience. Hope you are ready for more of these adventures in the future. If you are, hey, drop us a follow. If you're on YouTube, of course, there's the bell and the like and the blah 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 thing down below, which eventually I'll probably get this on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We're gonna go around the table, say who we are, where you can find us, and one thing we enjoyed about tonight's episode. And we'll start where we were at last time, going over to Strat. You can go first, Nohu.
Thank you, everybody. I'm Stratfall, playing as Nohu. You can find me here every week, except the third week of the month, where we'll be all taking rest and probably not biting our nails to find out what will happen on the next episode. I will certainly not be worrying about that this one. No. I'm far too happy playing as Nohu to really worry about things like consequences and stuff like that. But I'll have to say that watching Patchy's performance is always a highlight, and the Kaizen and Nova banter amongst them is really entertaining. That's some of my highlights from this game.
I have to agree with you there. That is all good stuff. Moving on over to Nova Glitzen Gamer.
Yeah, Nova Glitzen Gamer. I am here on Roll for Chaos doing things. Tuesdays, Steven, LD&E Deviant Devil, and I do Roll Charisma, which is the show where the dice decide and the guest is the star. And so if you have anybody that you want to put in the hot seat that you'd like to see us interview, shoot us a DM and we'll make them come on. They won't have options, so just nominate people. It'll happen. Yeah, I very much, I don't know, it was all awesome. I cannot believe how entertained I am just every second sitting on this show. Anytime it's somebody else's turn, I'm just and it's super great. Clay, I love that's going on. You're finally with us now, which will be fantastic.
Ooh, I just had to scam a whole nother person again.
Yeah, no, but you grabbed brownies, so I'm happy personally.
Clay was never leaving her behind, y'all.
I mean, it was starting to upset me.
He's partial to picking up vagrant children, so it's gonna happen a lot.
There we go.
He's got to. My virtue is justice. I'm not leaving her behind.
Yeah, that's unjust for sure. And Kiara, I love your attitude. The whole thing, you're just so dry. Could you not be stupid, please? Basically, I love that.
The least amount of threat to Kiara right now. Currently, Know Who is probably threat number 1.
Probably. Know Who is still my favorite character at this point. Between Patchy and Know Who, just the you guys are both over the top and fantastic and just excellent cartoons. I'm engaged in the whole thing, and I'm really I know we weren't supposed to go through everyone, and then I'm having a really fun time with interacting with Kaizen, and I like that at this point he thinks that Nova knows what she's doing and she does not. So, it's wait a minute. I'm sure that'll switch at some point, but I'm really, really excited to see where this campaign goes. So I'm having a great time. Thank you for watching.
Absolutely a blast. And can I say that this kind of you're all kind of cartoons at the moment, a little bit, which is lovely. We'll move on over to Kiara, Sanctum Cosplays.
Hi guys, I'm Anna, Sanctum Cosplays. I'm playing Kiara, who got an accent switch because I didn't like just being dry and monotone, so you guys get to deal with that accent now. Except for when Clay talks, then my brain is like, nah, you can't do accents anymore. All of it is Irish. Except for I can't do an Irish accent, so... This game makes me so happy. Help is really just anytime anyone acts in my head, I'm just like, what? Help? What's gonna happen now? I needed constantly in a state of needing an adult during this game, because none of us are that ever. None of us are responsible, nor will we ever be responsible. Maybe Kaizen, but not really, because he's just so out of the world right now. Maybe he'll turn into an adult at some point. And also, y'all have to come back and bring friends next week, because next week is my birthday. So as a birthday present to me, bring a bunch of people to watch us be goofs. That's an order, not a request.
That is an order, not a request. You heard it here first.
Also, Chad is saying that Sinan's virtue switched back.
No, it didn't. It's fine. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. It still says wisdom.
Okay,
it's perfectly fine. It's not. And speaking of my favorite grape, it's time for Rob, for Clay. Rob, be rolling.
Okay, hi. So happy we got to
sexual innuendo.
No, just currently on the overlay. If you look at Twitch, because of all the blue around him, it makes him look very purple.
Straight up purple. Yeah.
You ate gum in Willy Wonka's factory, didn't you? You ate gum.
I don't. I'm trying my best with all this lighting. But hello, I'm Rob Viroli. You can find me as such on my Twitch and Twitter. Although my Twitch will I've delayed a little bit because my camera decided to go, so this is a borrow, so be just maybe a couple days down on the streams, but you can find me elsewhere every Wednesday on Valdrian's channel, and back here Monday, running like clockwork, my first ever Aether and Steamworks one-shot ever anywhere, Ty's first ever one-shot game playing Aether and Steamworks not as a GM with the wonderful, amazing Niffer Niff, good friend of the channel, and myself. If you haven't seen them in a game before, do yourself a favor. And speaking of things Niffer Niff is in and I'm in, I'm also in Not Quite Heroes podcast. Look at us up at NQH podcast on Twitter. Ty, did you have something?
That's all good stuff too. You forgot Bees though. He's in it too.
Yes, Bees, of course. I just was highlighting.
We get it.
On the
We
channel.
get it.
Yes,
But you know he's gonna call you out if you don't say
Yeah,
it, so...
okay. Yes, I'll go through the whole. Anyway, so my favorite part of the session, full stop, was your gut reaction to seeing Patchy, Steven. Just like he showed up and he's like just instinct was so funny to me. I could not get over it. And yes, of course, like clockwork, also of course stars the wonderful Glitzy Gamer and Big Bees. I was just highlighting people who weren't.
Oh yeah, Ty forgot to remind you to talk about me. So if you're both, now he can't give you any shit.
I'm pretty sure that he said your name at the beginning when he said
No, I
didn't.
And he
could
didn't.
have swore.
He just said
I
it.
could have
fully
swore.
didn't.
Oh god.
I fully did not. So.
Which is
No, I'm not the bad.
Speaking of monkey tears, we move on over to Steven L. Deviant Devil Kaizen.
Cheers! Hey everyone, I am Steven L. Deviant Devil. You can catch me here on Tuesdays in Roll Charisma with Shannon over there. Word through the grapevine is we might get forced to have to interview each other, so that could be exciting, but we don't know.
That's true. And not to interrupt your little thing, but we've got the guys from I can never remember the acronym LRP.
RPGs with ERP.
There you go. The fantastic Canadian guys that
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
did actually, and then we have another group of Canadians. We have the From Afar podcast guys coming on too. So we've got a bunch of really cool shows. Oh, and we have Luna next week. From shared experience and all over the place. So yeah, don't miss us on Tuesdays for sure.
Yeah, we have
Sorry.
exciting people.
You
You're fine.
me.
Plug it, girl. Like I'm stoked about that show and the lineup that we have and the fun that we have is out of this world. And then of course I can be found here on Thursdays in this wonderful show. I'm having so much fun. There were so many highlights tonight. Like I loved when we're like, hey, those people need to hear about your adventures. And he's like, oh, great
to know. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then Rob, you with Brownie, you like made me feel things and I hate feeling things. So cute. And the Irish accent, fantastic. You all look great.
Thank you.
Patchy, you're terrifying.
We're
I'll love
also
to
feeling
visit.
things with Brownie.
And eventually, hopefully, Kaizen will get his head on his shoulders a little bit more, but just lost.
In the meantime, you can just keep taking other people's heads off of their shoulders. So
You know, hey,
I'm here for the fish out of water thing for now.
fair enough, because you're gonna get more of it.
And speaking of fish out of water, we got Sinan with Patchy.
Wow.
What's up with you and speaking of offensive things, me?
It's just it's the last thing somebody else says usually.
It's better than taco.
And it's just the thing I do, and it'll go
It could
get
be a
tired
lot worse,
eventually.
as far as
Probably.
Ty
People
said,
like,
right?
It was
it's
actually
horrible.
it was
Stop doing it.
Okay, I am super confused. But hello everyone, my name is Sinan, playing Prof Patchy, the wonderful alchemist with a heart of gold. It's all for a good cause. You all just having a bad introduction to him. It's all will make sense eventually. Hopefully, we'll see. Please don't kill me. You can find me here every Thursday playing this game. I'm not really doing anything else in the streaming world right now. Favorite part of the session was being teased all these characters throughout a week of like all the inhabitants of this week, and then suddenly seeing them all come together and thinking, oh no. No. Why are they out here? No.
Just thinking, oh, I love them all, and I need to protect them with my life.
Please go inside. I don't want to interact with them yet, but I do want to interact with them, but just not right now. Why are we rolling initiative, Ty? No. Why am I feeling things? I don't want to feel things. I just don't want to. I just want to be heartless. I just don't want to feel anything. I just want to be in full nihilism. Don't want to feel things. Oh shit, Ty, fuck you. You're making me feel things now. Oh no. And then realizing that
so
I'm gonna cry in this another campaign of Ties. Yeah. So
I mean, it hasn't gotten there yet. We got time.
Emphasis on yet.
At
Also,
least we like
you know,
Rob this time around, right?
It's true.
I think.
Well,
We'll
wait
see.
till he gets
We'll
talking
see.
more in episodes, because
We'll
like
see.
Like, never mind.
he's not gonna shut up.
I'm also glad that we're all together now, and now we can actually interact and see if, you know, what type of game is this gonna be.
Indeed.
But you know, no one's giving me their spits, so I don't know. I don't trust
No.
any of that.
I tried to give you my spit.
Kiara
Oh,
will
thank
make
you.
sure no one ever gives you their spit.
I need.
You told me not.
This is for a good cause. Why? Like this is just automatic. No.
With the throwing dagger. If someone ever gives you your spit, that dagger's going straight through that vial.
Well, why though? Like, there's no reason whatsoever for you doing
Because
this. I'm doing
you
it in front of my
man hostage in your back room, sir.
Yeah, a war criminal that tried to kill kids.
I don't know that. I just
Well,
know
you
that
don't
you're
know that
holding
I'm
a man
trying to-
hostage.
Look, the last
And
thing
you
I
just
need
killed-
is for you to
just
know I'm a
killed
new
soldier on
species.
the ground, defenseless.
All right, everybody.
On the ground, defenseless. No, I'm getting spits.
On that notice,
Also, you know where you can find almost all of us on Fridays? Watching the Sparrows, the
Yes.
amazing other campaign. Woo!
Nice plug,
nice,
Rob. Good job.
nice plug there. Of course, I am a lot even star. I'm Ty. I am the creator of Aether and Steamworks. If you want a copy of this game yourself, head on over to DriveThruRPG. Pick it up there. It's a blast. I say that being the creator, but I think everybody else here
It's a
seems to
blast.
have said that
It's a blast.
It's
Straight
good
up,
so far.
yeah.
I mean, that's good stuff here. Anyway, you can catch me at Lot Even Star on DeviantArt and Twitter. I put some art up on DeviantArt, usually keeping up with what I'm doing, but not recently, so I really need to update that. And obviously, this was Roll for Chaos. Used to be Lot Even Star, but now it's this one. So I'm the producer here and the artist, and we're all this amazing and wonderful community, which I love each and every one of you. I love the groups out there. I love everybody that's in chat and that comes and watches the shows and hangs out with us. And every single day that I get to hang out with all of you people is like the best day ever. So thank you very much for being here. You rollers at my table, and you people in the crowd, and those people that watch us in some other place. We appreciate the support. So yes, catch us here every single Thursday at maybe I should just use PST from now on. 6 PST, and catch us on Fridays at 5:30 PST, and then this Monday at 5:30 PST for that like Clockwork game. I am so excited to play that. And
Be a blast.
and then of course on Tuesday at 5:30 PST for our wonderful Roll Charisma show. Great times are had by all. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get us into a raid. If anybody wants to stick around, get a couple of extra critters to use on rolls for us in the future if you want. If you have any recommendations for somebody I should raid, please put it inside the chat off to the side, and we will do that. Thank you very much again for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Woo!
So,
Short tail.